we accepted a story about age that just isn't true? I turned 64 this month, and by all accounts, I should be feeling tireder, older, slower, and for some reason I don't. So this video is about maybe the reasons why I don't. So one of the reasons, I think, is about the weight training that I do. Not just going into the gym randomly and training, just to be consistent, but more about progressive overload, for actually pushing the weights as hard as I possibly can. Not every time I go, but definitely every week. And so what that's doing is that asking the muscles to do more each week. And part of aging is deterioration, slowing down, not asking more of your body. So if you ask more of your body, surprisingly, it will actually deliver for you. So that's the first thing, is progressive overload. The second point is your mindset in terms of what you believe that you can do, because very often, we won't lift a particular weight, we won't try a particular thing because we just don't believe we'll be able to. So as you'll see in this short here, what I'm doing is lifting on a different bench with different types of dumbbells in front of people that I don't know. And it's literally just believing that you'll give it a go, that you can do it. And that goes away very often with age, where you start to feel that you can't do things. But if you maintain that mindset that you can, then your body just sort of follows suit. Another important point that I think really distinguishes between aging and staying youthful is your mobility. Simple things like dead hangs can make a huge difference in keeping your posture open and being mindful and sort of standing up, from this sort of solar plexus area and moving with that intention, and as if a string's pulling you forward, as opposed to sort of staying like this. So mobility, again, these things go hand in hand. If you remember to do it, you feel more youthful and more mobile. If you feel more youthful, more mobile, you're likely to go and do more things, and consequently you will feel more youthful. I often hear that people don't want to go to the gym because they think that they're not fit enough. They forget that a gym is a place to go and get fit. A gym is not just a place for miraculously fit people. But the important thing is to zone in, to have a program to zone in and realize that you're there to get fit or to stay fit. You're not there only once you're fit. Another one of my favorite is to spend time with more youthful people. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean younger people, but it means people that have a young mindset. So a lot of my friends are into longevity. I'm a student of longevity. In fact, I was just at a day rave yesterday with one of my friends who's just recently become a DJ. And so she's at age 60. She's amazing now, the way she's performing and doing day raves. In fact, I even took my 81-year-old mother yesterday. So I posted a short earlier this week, training with my daughter, who's 30, in her early 30s, and my trainer, who is late 20s. And as you can see, I was keeping up absolutely no problem. And again, these things actually make you feel young because you're not doing it to prove that you're younger or that you look younger. You're doing it because you can. You forget your age. Like I say, sometimes I look around the gym and I forget, that I'm probably older than most people there. So, but that's one of the lovely things, is being able to join in with anybody around you, and particularly those of you who are in your 60s who are a grandparent or going to be a grandparent soon, as I am, luckily am. We want to be training and doing everything with our grandchildren too, don't we? It's not about wanting to compete with younger people. It's about just wanting to be the very best that you possibly can, and refusing to buy into that story that at a certain age, particularly at 60, which used to be retirement age, I need to slow down, I shouldn't be doing this, I can't do this anymore, naturally I'm going to feel aches and pains, I won't be able to do it. The thing I think really makes one feel much more youthful and appear more youthful is a belief that you can do it. And there's nothing more convincing than when you see someone who is 87 years old starting to train for the first time. And as you see here in this short, she had never trained before, and just in a period of 4 weeks at 87 years old, you can see a phenomenal improvement, and I'm pleased to say she's continuing that improvement. So that shows you that it's never too late to start anything, whether that's a career, whether that's a fitness and health regime, a new hobby, anything. Another thing is always being open to surprise. I think that's another key to staying youthful, is you just never know what's going to happen. So don't feel like you always need to predict the week. Leave some space for surprises to be just around the corner. One of the things that happened that was so wonderful with one of my clients is that she bit the bullet and she started training, but what she didn't realise was that the result of that was that she would no longer have to take blood pressure medication, and that was a sheer surprise. It literally just happened. Another one of my clients has just been surprised with a 28-day cruise to places like LA and Panama and Tahiti, places that she never thought she would go to. So being very open to surprises, one never knows what's around the corner. So what have we learned here? It's not really about trying to prove that you're younger, because obviously age does continue, but it is only your birth certificate that says how old you are. And in this age of having to retire at 67, having to have your driving license checked at a certain age, and finding the job market's really difficult, after 60 and things like that, we need to, I think, as a whole, just revisit this whole myth of aging and how it holds us back. Because as I've just shown here, you can physically get stronger. You can start something at any age. You can be surprised at any point. You can do all the same things as your younger counterparts. So if anything, please leave this video thinking that you can do something. It's never too late. You can start again. And if I can help you with any of those things, then do leave a comment and get in touch.